Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It is an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for those of you that did allow me to have a week off, I thank you deeply and humbly. For those of you that just kind of let me get on with it, I really love and appreciate all of you. For those of you that reached out to see if I was okay, I really love and appreciate you. And as you can see, I'm back. So here we go for your actions and so before we get started, should I say your key to the week this week is the Chariot card. So the thing that I want to mention here, remember the Chariot card is a card that tends to speed things up, or it lets us know that things are about to get very busy. So this could be a week, especially with the sun in Leo trining your own sign in Aries. This is pouring a really harmonious energy of flow into your own life or into your sun sign, which is at least allowing you, I say your sun sign, your sun, your moon or your ascendant, whichever one you're watching for. But this is going to allow you to tap into your own innate power, but it's also going to allow you to drive things forward in a much faster or more dynamic way. One thing that I will say to you with the Chariot card though, for those of you that have already been going at 100 miles an hour, this may very well be a message for you to slow down. So if you have been thinking recently, sort of over the last week, things are a bit crazy, they've been going really fast, it's been all up in the air, it's been, this, that and the other. This may very well be a moment at which you could take a moment, take a breather and say, okay, before things get out of control, how can I course correct? And that doesn't mean that anything's wrong. It just means that, the thing is, when we slow down, whether this is in a situation, right up to and including actually in a car, when you slow down, you have more time to react and course correct should you need to. If this is a week where you're already thinking to yourself, wow, life's going at 100 miles a minute, this may very well be the message for you to slow down and take a minute. Why? Because the opposite card to the Chariot is the Tower. So take a minute, be conscious, be aware of where you're actually at, and, work with what you've got. If you are a continued subby, Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and interactions with the world, actions and options, should I say, look at this. So you got a double hit of the Chariot card. This is going to be a fast, powerful, dynamic week. It's a week that's likely going to keep you on your toes. So I'm going to say this to you straight up. As we get into this week, so you'll be watching this obviously before the week hits. As the week does begin, obviously we're going to be in the grip of that powerful triple conjunction. And it looks like things are really ramping up for you. So they're going to be very fast. They're going to be very dynamic. You are going to... And the beauty of this is, as an Aries, you already have a very fast, dynamic energy. You can roll with the punches. You can, hop from one foot to the other when you need to. This week, those skills, even for you, my dear Aries, are likely to be put to the test. This could also be for some of you as well. You may find that this is a week where you're called on spontaneously, like there could be a need to travel. For those of you that have family that live in distant countries or distant places, you may be called upon to say, look, you know what, we need your help, we need your assistance in some way, shape or form. Be on your toes, be ready to move, be ready to, like a boxer in a ring, right? You can't stand still because otherwise you're going to get knocked out. This is very much going to be that kind of energy for you this week. For your communications and conversations, it's the complete opposite energy. Look at this. You've got the Four of Swords, which for me is a card of rest, recuperation. Now, what this suggests is when it comes to the communications, you may not be like, this might not be a week where you have the ability or the time to sit and have a conflab about everything, right? And I mean, yours isn't really necessarily a sign like that anyway. You prefer to be doing, making things happen, creating, getting into it rather than sort of sitting and debating about it for hours on end. But this week you won't have the option. This is very much going to be a week where you're having to really think on your feet, where you're having to really just kind of go with whatever comes up and say, okay, you know what, I'll make the decision, I'll make the move, I'll do what needs to be done, and then I will deal with the consequences or the ripples of it after. What also comes here as well, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, it looks like school's out for summer. I'm really showing my age with that one, but yeah, all jokes aside, like this could, I don't really remember that song from the first time round, I'm not that old, but yeah, this is literally you taking a break. So for those of you that are studying, this would be a really good week to put down the books, step away from the studies, step away from the brain stuff, and that's not to say, that you can't do these things. It's just to say, this is not a week for study. This is a week to stand back, to sit back, to take a rest. Communication as a whole is likely to be slower for all of you in some way. Maybe you're not communicating at all. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is a week where there might be so much going on that you don't really have time to check in with the colleagues or to check in with the boss. It's like you're just going through the motions to get everything done. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, or people that work for themselves, give yourself a break. Like, this is a week to take some time off. Like, if I would say this for all of you Aries, actually, if you can take a week off, if you can use this as your vacation week, do it. Absolutely. I think you would get a lot out of that. And with the double hit of the Chariot card, it's likely that you're going to be traveling this week anyway. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, take it back to the drawing board this week. What is the vocation? What is it that you actually want to do with your time, your effort, your energy, your resources? How can you show up in your world in a way that actually feels beneficial and good for you as well as everybody else? For your love and relations, you have the Death card. Okay, so not the easiest of cards, and I'm going to say this for a select few of you, this could spell the end of a relationship. It doesn't have to. You will know if your relationship was already on the outs, let's say, or it was already on its way out, then this may potentially be a week. Your ruler Mars is coming into a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, along with the North Node. So this is a very fated karmic time for all of us in some way, shape or form, and the developments that happen are likely to happen very quickly. They're likely to have some sort of far-reaching ripple or result that we're not aware of. Okay, so it's possible. If you know that your relationship is already on the way out, this may be the week that deals the final blow. Now, outside of that, this could also, because you've got the Chariot card, this is a lot of water. You've got a double hit of the Chariot card, that's Cancer energy. You've got the Death card, that's Scorpio energy. That's a lot of water. And what this suggests to me is, for some of you, if you had planned to go away with a significant other, maybe you'd planned a trip to go away with a partner, you could still end up going on the trip, but your partner may not be able to come with you for any number of reasons. For those of you that are single and looking, I gotta be honest, this is not a week for love. It looks like you're way too busy with everything else to really think about it. And it may be that your familial ties are drawing your attention, your thoughts, your energy, your processes in some way, shape or form. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out. For your money and materials, you've got the Ace of Wands, gorgeous, love that, especially underneath the guise of the Chariot, because this is overtime. This is making more money than you've been able to make in a while. This is recouping the losses, for those of you maybe that haven't been able to work, maybe things have slowed down, maybe because of, the current economic climate, things have been tougher for you financially. Well, this week, the finances are definitely improved. The money is there, the access to the money is there, but it also comes with more work. You're going to be busy, you're going to be hot and bothered, potentially, depending on where you are in the world. I mean, the other thing as well, this could be a week where you get really creative about how you make your money from here on in. And I absolutely love this. I think it's great. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, I really like the Ace of Wands for physical health and vitality because it gives a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of desire. Because Mars is in Taurus, now, although it's technically debilitated in the sign of Taurus, or in its fall, or whatever you want to call it, in detriment, should I say, I actually like Mars in Taurus because I find it brings a more embodied experience. Like, it makes us more aware and more refined in how we use our energy. And that Ace of Wands means that this week you are going to be very, very aware of how you feel, what you feel, how you feel around certain people. Could definitely be there. For those of you that are partnered, the makeup sex could be amazing. For those of you that are single, I mean, look, I'm not going to get into it and be a total smut bag, but I am going to say it could be very sexy. For those of you, and then for your home and environment, the Ace of Wands suggests there's something new coming into the home that you hadn't expected. For some of you, you could be playing Mine Host. It's very possible. You might have somebody turn up and say, look, I've got nowhere else to go. Is there any chance I can stay with you for, X amounts of time? Either which way, it is likely to be a surprise of sorts. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.